out there who are, bored or just tired of just being told that you could only invest in index or mutual funds, and or stocks and bonds, the traditional investments in your IRA, Roth IRA, or your traditional IRA. There are other options out there. Mostly this information is getting out to mostly wealthy people or people in certain circles. So, it's my pleasure to go ahead and put this out to you, since this information is coming to people like myself. I would like to go ahead and share it with the world, share it with everyone. It's free. As you can see, there's a one of those I believe what you call them, a QR code or something like that, or a scan code here, where you can also use that to go to the website. I'm not saying you need to go to use UDirect, but what I'm basically doing is just showing you the information they provided for me, so that way you could just make your own decision. This video is just mostly for entertainment and educational purposes only. Is not advice or recommendations or anything like that. It's just for entertainment and educational purposes only. Basically, just something that's coming from my experiences or information that I'm receiving. I'm just sharing it. So on that note, you could talk to your financial advisors, planners, etc., to make your own decision on which companies, because there's many out there and they may charge different fees, or transaction fees, or charge annual fees, or set fee. But anyway, this is something that's really good to look at. It's an alternative. If you may have to ask, if you are outside the USA or United States of America, you may have to talk to someone, whatever they call financial advisors or accountants or CPAs in your country. You may have to get that information from them. It may be paid or unpaid advice, but at least you're getting some more details and information that pertain to your particular country, or if you're in the United States, that pertains to your particular state or city, because laws are different everywhere. You can live in the same state or the same city, and one county may be different in their housing codes, for example, than another county. So, or just even within the city, a certain area may have certain codes that pertain to a specific area within the city or a specific zip code, because they may have historical housing that they want to preserve and keep the nature of it. So you may get more tax benefits or something like that, or certain do's and don'ts you may want to look into. So in this scenario, we're going to talk about a option that's available. I do not believe you have to be an accredited investor. In the future, we can probably go more into accredited investor or investors. But if you are starving for that information at the moment, just go ahead and just plug accredited investor into you can Google it, or whatever browser you use, and then you can check. I like to use personally Investopedia, their website, but there's so many other websites that can give you the information that you need. whichever source you trust or you feel confident in. So on that note, I like to use Investopedia, and they give me definitions and other information that I need to help me make my overall or final decision on a situation. So anyway, you got real estate in your IRA. So you can open, you can fund and invest, and then contact. So those are the action steps. And, sending an email to one of their representatives, whether you use their product or services or not, the beautiful thing is that, hey, it's free just to send an email asking a question, and most likely they'll provide you an answer, to your questions. And also on these websites, they provide like free books. They provide with tons and loads of information, tons of information on their websites. You can call them. So there's no excuse to getting started in alternative investments outside of bonds and stocks and mutual funds that you are normally bombarded with. And it makes sense because those industries, they have the loudest bullhorn because they have tons and tons of money from the fees that a lot of people are paying them unknowingly through their 401ks and other vehicles, so that they don't know that they're paying. So they're just like the banks, they're taking all that money and they're going straight to Congress and saying, hey, with your dollars, through fees and interest or whatever, telling Congress and telling telling the politicians, thanks to the Supreme Court, to a recent Supreme Court decision, we're not going to give you any money for your election, or we'll give you money for your election, but we need you to consider and think about pushing these particular laws and bills, I should say, and then or write this into a particular bill, so that way they're protected, their industry is protected, or the industry will be able to make money and do business the way they want to do business and make profits and money based upon provisions and or bills that they have written or had their lawyers and others write, and then they just provide it to our politicians in Congress in the USA, and they say okay, this is what we want. And so I don't like the whole idea of buying a politician, and but this is the way the system has been working for a while, where but now it's just gone really crazy, because now there's no limits to how much you can give, corporations can give a politician. They treat it just like individuals, and there's no cap, and it's just like a house, going to make an all cash offer over someone who has to go get leverage or get another 80% from the banks, and comes up there and says, hey, what's your asking price? Okay, here's all cash. I'll be able to close in 15 days, 7 to 15 days. Take it or leave it. They will be dumb if they don't take it. And especially in an environment where people want to move on and maybe get out of that house quickly. So it is what it is, and so anyway, the real estate IRA. The real estate IRA is a term used to describe an retirement account allowing real estate investments. You can use a traditional Roth, SEP, simple IRA, or even a solo 401k, reach out to UDirect IRA to learn more. And then it goes on, adding extra value to you. Right here, you can download this blue area here. It says learn more. Download our free report on our website, www.udirectira.com. Learn about self-directing. Download UDirect's free report. And then they talk about solo 401ks. This is for if you're self-employed. Individual 401k is the newest and most exciting retirement plan to benefit the self-employed, with higher contribution limits and more features than other accounts.